is good, my people, my peeps? So I want you to hear about this story. Have you ever seen unknown calls to your phone or to numbers that you just don't recognize, but they come back to back to back? Well, let me inform you. That is a sign of you being doxxed. Your information has been leaked out into the general population, and people are now harassing you, trolling you, things of that nature. You've been gang stalked, or you're going through gang stalking when you see unknown phone numbers. Come a little closer. Yeah, this is serious. Gang stalking, it has taken over the world. And it has a spiritual aspect to it. But I want you to hear this particular gentleman expound on some new tactics that I hadn't heard of before, where they're using apps. Yeah, those apps where you order food and your apps where you possibly order your groceries, to gang stalk you, to troll you, to dox you. Take a look at this story.
There's a woman, we will call her Jay. One day, her phone rings. It's an unknown number. She answers. The person on the other end starts saying horrible, vulgar things to her for no apparent reason. At one point, they mention her father, and she says, "Don't talk about my dad. He was just diagnosed with cancer." And they say, "I hope he dies." So she hung up on them. They called again, and she didn't answer. And then they called again, and all through that day, and the next day, and the day after that. And they started leaving voicemail messages like this.
"I just wanted to correct myself from earlier. I did not get herpes from your mom. I got them from your dad. That's why my ass itches so much. All I want is some fucking lube. My ass burns. I can't do this anymore."
Hilarious, like the Jerky Boys Reborn. They would call and leave voicemail messages like over and over again for a month. And the thing is, they were only leaving a voicemail message every 15th or 20th call. She said one time they called 27 times in less than an hour. And then apparently doxed her online, put her information online. So now even more other people started calling and trying to troll her. So she went to law enforcement and tried to explain to them. And after weeks of this, they finally were kind of like, wow, this does seem like something's going on. And they started looking into it. And do you know what they found? They found that 3 people were responsible, and those 3 people were all employees at a Subway near her, a Subway that she had ordered food from about a week before the call started. And she had ordered that food using the Subway app, and they told police that's how they got her number. And why were they calling her and doing this to her? Because they said it was funny to them. She was understandably upset, so she called Subway. She wanted them to know what had happened to her, and that there was potentially a flaw with their app that allowed this to happen. And do you know what Subway said? That's a franchise location. Those aren't our employees. That's a franchise owner. We don't have anything to do with that. There's nothing wrong with our app. Apps let people have access to phone numbers. We don't have any business telling them how to run their business. Which I call bullshit on. Because when that submarine with the billionaires exploded and a Subway put up this sign that went viral, that was a franchise location, and corporate had a lot to say about it. They issued a whole statement. They threatened to take away this person's franchise. They cared about that. Yet with this, she said Subway didn't care. Didn't even offer her an apology. In fact, neither did the franchise owner. You'd think they'd at least tell them you need to apologize. She doesn't even know if those employees lost their jobs or not. Well, in her pursuit to try and get someone to care and do something, she finds that Subway's about to be bought by Roark Capital Group. So she figures, oh, maybe the old corporate doesn't care, but the new owners will. So she messaged them. And then Subway Corporate sent her an email. This email. "We would ask that you not contact Roark Capital about this matter, specifically while Roark Capital and Subway have entered into an agreement to purchase Subway. That transaction has not yet been completed. Roark currently has no control over Subway's activities. Further, Roark has no knowledge or involvement in what happened on February of 2023, and contacting them will not cause Subway to change its position regarding your complaint." But wait, it gets more dismissive and condescending. "I am sorry that one of the employees of a franchise decided to misuse the information on his or her own time to contact you, but it sounds like the police in your town have taken care of that." What? They used your app and went after one of your customers, and that's how you talk to them about it. I have a few apps that I order food delivery from, and if I need to get a hold of the driver or vice versa, the app uses like a relay system. So they don't have my number and I don't have theirs. Why doesn't Subway do something like that? This time it was just prank calls. What if it's an employee who wants to stalk a customer? Someone just wanted to order ahead so they could run in and grab their sandwich. And now someone can have access to their phone number and do all kinds of things with that? And apparently, according to Subway, just let the police handle it. I'm saying, do what you want, but I would be hesitant to use Subway's app to order food if I were you.